long commute, long days, and losing everything over and over and over again. For my stats this week, I now have 16 published videos on my channel. I got 1,922 views, I got 16 likes, I gained 1 new subscriber, and I have 7.6 watch hours. For my day job this week, I had to commute into downtown Dallas. That was over an hour and a half commute each way. It's Monday morning, and this is the only day of the week that I'm actually going to work from home. The rest of the week, I have to commute into downtown Dallas for some workshops that we're having. So I need to make sure that I am prepared for success this week. I need to get my dinner menu squared out and written into the calendar. I need to make sure I'm prepped for those dinner menus. So right when I get home, which is going to be much later than I normally am at home, I can get to cooking dinner right away. And then of course, I can do any activities that I want to before the sun goes down. It's getting where the days are getting longer, which is great. So I'm going to be able to get a little bit of outside work done in the evenings, but not a lot. But it'll be nice to still get out there. It's a rainy Tuesday morning, and I'm commuting into downtown Dallas for work today. Yes, please. Forgot to change my shoes. Imagine going into the office in flip-flops. Day 2 of commuting into downtown Dallas. Last time it took me about an hour and 14 minutes because it's raining. Again, it's raining today, so I'm expecting it's going to be the same long commute. I knew for several weeks that I was going to have to come into downtown Dallas for this workshop, and I was very resistant to it. And so I was really wanting to get out of this workshop because I don't like getting out of my comfort zone, right? Just having to leave my house and go and do things that I'm just not, I don't know, right? Because I don't go into downtown Dallas. I think I've been here one other time. And but once I do this, once I get out of my comfort zone and I do something, I find that it's more rewarding than not doing it at all. And so that's something that I always have to kind of remind myself about, is that, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, it's unknown. But at the end of the day, it is rewarding to push yourself out of your comfort zone and do something. So I'm glad that I get the opportunity to come out to downtown Dallas with my company, get to, network and talk to people and hang out. And it really is fun at the end of the day. It really is fun, as much as I resisted it in the beginning. It's a foggy Texas morning. It's Thursday morning, my last day to have to commute into downtown Dallas. At least today, it's not raining, so we should have a smooth ride. This really limited the amount of work that I could do on my YouTube channel, since I was leaving super early in the morning to get there in time. And then I was getting home after 7 p.m., which means I was exhausted from the day's work. And the amount of activity that I could do on my YouTube channel was minimal, just because I didn't have the bandwidth the brain bandwidth to do it. This week, I also struggled a lot with the different tools that I use for my YouTube tasks. The first one being my audio. I have the Boya microphone, which I like. It's nice and compact. It got great reviews on everything that I read about it and the videos that I watched about it. But for some reason, I lost the audio for a big project that I was doing. I don't even have words for the frustration I'm in right now. I spent all day recording footage for a vlog post that I'm doing. So I'm cleaning out my garage, and the microphone that I have stopped recording somehow halfway through the footage. So now I'm gonna have to go back and try to remember everything that I was trying to say in all those little bits and pieces that, you know, the small witty things I was trying to say or things that I was trying to point out. I'm gonna have to try to remember all that as I'm rewatching the video. And of course, I'm not gonna be able to recreate it exactly the same. This is beyond frustrating. The whole point of me doing these kind of more raw vlogs is for you people to get my personality in that moment, and they're not gonna get it. So I guess it's time to update my microphone. I'm gonna have to start doing some research and see which microphone I can replace my current one with, because this is devastating to me. So half the clips have no sound on them and there's no way to retrieve the audio. That was the first problem that I had. And that was devastating because now I have to try to rethink everything that I was saying in those clips. And I don't remember. With this second season of my channel, I'm moving away from doing as much voiceovers as possible so that people can get the real me. And so this was really a frustrating part because there was a lot of stuff that I was just saying, a lot of jokes that I was putting out there, and I can't recreate any of that in a voiceover. And so I'm going to have to figure out how I can repurpose this video in a way that's interesting with using voiceover, and I don't know how to do that. And then there was the editing issues. I don't know what was going on with the editing. This week was particularly bad. So I'm using CapCut to do my editing, the main bulk of my editing, and then I move into Clipchamp to finish like the little tweaks, to put the background music, to put the outro, things like that. So these problems were happening in CapCut. The first time that I edited my video, I got everything in there. I was almost to the end. I was like at 50 minutes worth of editing time, like on the timer of how much footage I had put into this video, and the external hard drive crashed and I lost all the footage that I had. So that was really bad. That was devastating. That was the first attempt. I decided to reframe my video into something else instead of the direction that I was going the first time. I decided to change it and try something else. So I with the footage that I did have, I started re-editing it, and the external hard drive disconnected. And when that happens on CapCut, all the editing that you do gets lost. And what happens was I have one clip, I've broken it out. It was like an 18-minute clip. And I've broken it out into like 6 or 7 different clips, cutting out like dead spots that I don't need. Well, what it was doing is it was picking up the first few seconds of the clip over and over and over again. So I had to go back and start fresh because I did almost the whole video was messed up that way. So then I did it again, and this time I was like, you know what? I can just shorten it. I can do less cuts. And again, it happened again. So my son finally gave me some good advice. He said, move all of the footage onto your local drive. Yes, it's going to, use up the memory on your laptop, but once you're done editing, you can remove it back onto the external hard drive and it won't be disconnecting from the hard drive. So going forward, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to move footage onto my local drive, do my video editing, export it, and then remove it and put it back on the external hard drive. It's extra work, but at least that way I don't keep losing the work that I do, because this was a week and a half worth of work that I just wasted. I just wasted this whole week, all working on the one video. Did I do any research this week? I absolutely did. I was researching which microphone I can replace my current Boya microphone with. And what I found is what I want is one that has a 32-bit float, which has the internal recording. But those are really expensive, and the only one that I like, the actual recording microphone, is so big that it just looks inconvenient. It's going to stand out on videos, and I don't want that. So I didn't get one that has the internal recording device, but what I did do is get one that had a longer range and that had a longer battery life. So another thing that I don't like about the Boya is that it drains the battery on my phone. And so the one that I'm getting is is supposed to not to drain the battery, but it also has where you can connect through the receiver. You can connect the charger through the receiver so that you don't have to disconnect the receiver from your phone to charge your phone. So let's talk video editing and scripting. I've already told you how horrible my video editing this week has been, which now has made me question, do I want to buy the CapCut subscription? I don't know. It doesn't, I mean, maybe all tools are going to have that problem if all of your footage is on an external hard drive. So I don't know, because it's constantly going to get disconnected, I'm thinking. So now I have to figure out what is going to be the best option moving forward where I can keep my footage secure. As far as scripting goes, I really didn't put a lot of work into scripting this week because I spent so much time editing. But next week, I will probably get back to seeing what I can do as far as scripting videos. I don't have an accurate count of my video clips this week because I lost the footage. And so this week, I'm not going to give a clip count just because it won't be accurate. I did notice a problem though. So I use the image capture app on my Mac to move my pictures or my video clips from my phone over to my Mac. And it wasn't moving everything over. For some reason, it was missing clips. So I had to take the time to do an airdrop of everything by day over from my phone to my Mac, which took forever. And that took a long time. And so I don't know why it kept missing some of the clips, but I had to switch to the airdrop. Did I spend any money on my channel this week? I did on the second microphone that I've chosen. So I've picked the Hollyland Lark M2. I'm going to try that one and see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to perform any better than the Boya. The videos that I saw, they were both pretty, par and par. They were pretty close to each other as far as quality. And but I don't know. I think it might have a longer range than the Boya, and that might be my saving grace, because I think that's what caused me to lose my audio the first time. Is I had come inside the house, I left the phone and the receiver outside the house, and when I came back, I didn't reset anything. So I'm hoping that the Hollyland Lark M2 will work better. So I spent on that microphone, I spent $82.27. And again, the only reason I didn't go with one that had the internal recording feature in it, was because the only one I could find, the little microphone was just too big. How did I do with my schedule this week? My schedule was brutal this week. Again, with the commuting into downtown Dallas, I was leaving super early in the morning, arriving late in the evening, so there was absolutely no strength training to be done. The meals I ate at the workshop, and by the time I got home, I had eaten so much food at the workshop that I wasn't hungry for dinner. So the boys, they ate out the whole week as well. And then my YouTube tasks, all I did was edit, and that's it. And everything that I did, I lost. So I feel like this week was really a waste of time, because I spent so much time editing, and everything that I edited got lost, and I can't get that time back. So it's really frustrating to feel like you have lost so much time. Can I list anything as an accomplishment this week? No, not really. So my emotions this week, you can guess how they were. Absolutely rock bottom. I was frustrated. I was tired. I was exhausted from the long commute, from the long days at work, not being able to get movement in, not being able to eat right. It was a horrible week, and I'm looking forward to next week. Okay, let's talk about my 4 goals. The first one is getting everything into my happy planner. Again, because I knew I was going to be commuting into downtown Dallas for most of the week, and I wasn't going to be home for the dinners, I didn't plan out any dinners. I didn't plan out any YouTube tasks because I knew I was going to be home too tired. So I was just saying, when I get home, I can edit what I can, but I'm not going to be recording any footage this week. I'm not doing anything but possibly editing, which is all I did. And definitely no strength training. The next goal was my journaling. And while I did do my Bible study, the journaling did not happen. I was just racing to get out the door, to get on the road. The traffic was horrible because, again, the 3 days that I did have to commute into downtown Dallas, it was raining. And so it made the commute even longer. And so the journaling didn't happen either. The third goal, filming my recaps on Monday, you got it, did not happen. My last goal is putting thoughts into Notion. And I didn't put anything into Notion this week only because I spent so much time being frustrated and trying to edit this one video that I was focusing in just on the one thing. I wasn't thinking about anything but getting this dumb video done. Do I have any milestones to list for this week? There are no milestones. My friend, that is going to wrap up the very depressing week 15 recap. I want to thank you for the privilege of your time, and I hope to see you again next week.